What's up guys, Duckspeed over here. We're playing Destiny 2 and today we're going to be talking about quests. I'm going to cover everything you need to know in a quick brief guide as it relates to quests, where to go to find them, what you have to do, how you can go track it, all that good stuff. We're going to cover that right now, so let's go ahead and get started. First things first, I'm here at the tower and I'm going to go ahead and hit touchpad. I'm going to hold touchpad on my PlayStation controller. It may be different if you're on Xbox or if you're on PC. But if you hold the touchpad down, you're going to be able to bring up your map. From here, we're going to go over to the quest screen. Now, this is your main hub for all things related to quests. It does hold bounties as well. I'll touch on these, but we're not going to go too far into that. So, a lot of new and returning players to Destiny. That's really why I'm making this. I'm hoping this helps you guys, especially you new players. Destiny can be very overwhelming. There are a ton of things you can do in this game, and analysis paralysis is real. So starting at this screen is going to help kind of guide you. You're going to see your featured quest tab. Okay, we're going to go through this column real quick, starting with the featured quest tab. And if you haven't played before, it's going to start you off with a quest line called A Guardian Rises. Now, there's going to be essentially 4 quests as a new player that you're going to have to complete. It starts with A Guardian Rises. I may put an infographic here up on screen. Starts with A Guardian Rises, moves to Learning Light, then A Spark of Hope. And then from there you can do some Ikora subclass quests, but it wants to show you this here first because it is featured. You need to complete this. There's a way to skip it, but I don't recommend doing that because you're going to miss out on an exotic, the story, and all kinds of good stuff. So go ahead and start here. You can also see some other featured quests. Destiny wants you to spend money, so they're going to show you the expansion Renegades. This is the most recent expansion. The first mission, the intro mission to every campaign for each expansion, is free. So you can go try all of those out for free, and if there's one that you like, you can go pick it up. It is pretty cheap on Steam. It's on a deep discount right now, as low as 99 cents per expansion. So go check that out if you haven't. For me, I've picked up this Exalting the Flame questline. I actually tracked it, so it puts it in my featured category here, but I'll show you how to change this up in a little bit. All right, that's your featured quest. The next tab that you can open is quests. It's all quests. This is everything. So if you just want to see, maybe you're bored with what you're doing and you want to switch it up, see what you can do, these are all the different quests that are available to you. The next tab is going to be New Light. This is for, again, you new or returning Guardians, or maybe you started a new account. You're going to see those new missions here, starting with, quests. That starts with A Guardian Rises. Here's that Learning Light that I mentioned, etc., etc. This is going to be your latest expansion tab, Renegades. There's also typically tabs for other expansions if you purchase them, and there's more stuff for you to do there. Then you're going to have the Playlist tab. This is going to cover Vanguard, Crucible, and Gambit quests. Remember, think of Vanguard as PvE, player versus environment content. And then you're going to have Crucible, which is your PvP, player versus player content. And then Gambit, which is a mixture of the two, PvP focused with a little bit of PvE elements to it. A lot of fun. And this, again, is going to have all your quests as it relates to the playlist items or categories. All right, if we check exotics, this is a very important tab. These are all the different exotic quests that you've unlocked, okay? So whether it rewards you with an exotic weapon or an exotic armor, you can find all of your exotics here. And again, if you're new, exotics are going to be the most important, maybe not important, but most valuable loot that you can find in the game. It's unique and it has exclusive perks or talents, traits that, again, are unique to that weapon. So come here to find your exotic quest lines. The last tab is going to be the past. This is going to be all of the older historical legacy quest lines within Destiny 2. So there is some overlap, obviously, but you're going to be able to see all of the older content here. All right, so that covers the different categories. Let's talk about the main screen again and just some things that you may need to know about quests. There is a total number of quests and bounties that you can carry at any one time, and that is capped at 63. Now, a lot of people have said that you can carry, it's only capped on bounties, but it's actually a combination of the two. That's why I'm going to talk about it real briefly here. So let's say you go wild on bounties and you're tracking a ton and you run out of space. The game may give you an error if you go to unlock a new quest or you go to pick up a new bounty, and it'll tell you don't have any more space. In that circumstance, there's a couple things you can do. You can either, the easiest is going to be abandon a bounty. I can show you how that works. So let's say you have this complete any raid with clanmates, the raiding party bounty, and I want to abandon it. I can simply hold square to abandon, and it dropped my count from 49 to 48 here at the total capacity. Let's say you accidentally get rid of a quest that you wanted to complete. Maybe you thought you were going to track the details of learning light, but you accidentally held down square for 30 seconds and hit abandon. Oh no, what happens to that quest? I'll go ahead and show you here. So again, we're at the tower, and if you go towards the postmaster, just to the left of him, hidden in the corner, is going to be this quest archive terminal. This terminal is going to be where you can find all of the quests that you either haven't completed or that you abandoned, etc. Right? So you can go check all the different categories. And to do that, you're going to hit details. I have some quests here. I had one that was abandoned, so I want to pick this back up. This is Symphony of Death. It's going to give me the Deathbringer exotic. That's cool. I need to do that, right? So we'll pick that up. What about the Learning Light under the new light category that we got rid of? Here's Learning Light. We can reacquire that quest. And what was cool is it picked up where we left off. It was still on step 2 of 4. So let's go check that back out and look at the details of each quest. No hold touchpad, go to quests. All right, so if I want to look at the details of any one quest, I can actually hit triangle to view the details. And here's where it's going to tell me everything I need to know about said quest. Quests are really quest lines. They are a series of steps. Here you can see it's step 1 of 21 that you have to complete in order to complete the entire quest. So the steps will be comprised of missions at different locations. Maybe it's just as simple as, you know, going to a location and killing a certain type of enemy faction with a certain weapon, right? There's all different types of steps. It could be as easy as talking to somebody. It might say, go talk to Zavala at the tower, or go talk to Shahan at the Cosmodrome. Those are all different examples of steps that you'll encounter during the quest. Another thing I'll mention here is that, especially for A Guardian Rises and Learning Light, there are going to be a few missions that can only be played solo. Most of this can be played with your friends on a fire team, but a few of them are going to be solo.
I don't have training for that.
If you're new, you probably also want to know, like, how do I get there? Where do I need to go do this thing? At the bottom here, it's going to tell you a location if available, and it's going to give you a launch option. This is a huge quality of life improvement that Destiny decided to go ahead and do, is provide us with a launch option that takes us straight to the location we need to go to. Okay. This didn't always exist. Let's say you don't have this option, or you want to just keep track of the quests. Let's talk about how that works. We'll talk about tracking quests and kind of clearing the UI for new quests. So see how it's highlighted and it's giving us kind of a shimmer? It's telling us we have new quests. So you can see that same shimmer on these tabs. Here on the quest tab. Okay, we picked up that Learning Light, so that's new. Now I want to track it. So you can hit the X on your controller to track that quest. Let's track A Guardian Rises as well. You can track up to 3 quests at any given time. So let's track Exalting the Flame. We'll track all 3 of these. And if we go back to the featured tab, you can now see, okay, this is not only tracked, it's highlighted in green, and it has this special tracked icon on it that kind of gives this special beacon animation.
Gonna need someone to shut up.
Let's go back to our destinations, because remember, it says Cosmodrome is where it's located. What if there wasn't a launch here? If we go to destinations, you can actually see that same tracked icon here above the Cosmodrome, letting you know, hey, you have something tracked here that you wanted to go do. And if you look, again, same icon with that same blinking animation, a Guardian Rises campaign, this is going to be the mission that you need to complete next for that quest. It also shows you the same blinking animation in the same color over here at Learning Light. So this one was tracked and is next in line to complete. But this is something you can go ahead and do if you wanted to not do this next. You just wanted to choose this. Keep in mind, you can track a lot more than quests. So it may be something different that's being tracked and letting you know you need to go there. Food for thought. There's one last thing I want to show you guys. What if you're out and about, you're free roam, you're on the Cosmodrome, and you're shooting enemies and whatever, and you're just like, okay, what am I doing? I'm just kind of bored. Instead of going to the quest tab, you could simply bring up your ghosts and bring up those track quests we just mentioned. So remember we tracked the 3 different quests, Learning Light, Guardian Rises, and Exalting Flame. Here they are on the right of the screen, and you can see those. It'll show you what you need to do next. When you complete a quest and you've claimed the reward, it drops off of your tracker automatically. So you may have to manually track new quests. The other thing you need to know is that you can't replay certain quests. So once it's completed, it's kind of gone and done forever. If there is any replayability, again, you can go to this kiosk, but that is about it. All right, guys, that is your, Quest 101 guide, if you will, here in Destiny 2. If you made it this far, thanks, I appreciate it. Make sure to like, subscribe, follow, all that good stuff. And in the meantime, good luck on your drops and enjoy Destiny 2. Catch you in the next one. Later.